What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Derby Wormy, and I got some news for you in regards to Helldivers, because even though we won against the major orders to fight back against Sony and had them back down on the forced application of a PSN accounts on all players, and even though a community manager was fired for their actions during the drama that ensued last week, things still aren't great in the Helldivers community and for Helldivers as a whole. Because you come over here to Niche Gamer, Helldivers is still effectively banned in countries without PSN. That's right. When this all went down, people started pointing out that there will be 177 countries that do not have access to the PSN property. PSN is not allowed in those countries. Now, Helldivers was sold in those countries. Players from those countries were allowed to play Helldivers in that country. And once the PSN mandate came into effect, those players lost the game, were locked out of the game, and as it stands right now, nobody can purchase or play Helldivers within those regions. And that's a serious issue. That's a serious condemnation of what's going on there. And you come over here to the pirate software. Helldivers 2 community was tricked by Sony. Sony declared having a PSN account would be mandatory to play Helldivers 2. The community revolted and trashed the game. Review scores to 13% positive. Sony walked it back and stated they wouldn't be making PSN mandatory. Declaring victory, the community undid the massive wave of negative reviews, yet Sony did something sinister in the background. They restricted Helldivers 2 from being purchased in all 177 countries where PSN isn't available. They fooled you, and the devs are still fighting to fix it. And that's right. And we come right over here. This is the actual CEO of the company in their Discord responding to what's going on right now. And he says, sorry, I'm speaking to our partners at PlayStation and Valve and pushing for it to be undone. Getting the account linking took a Herculean effort, but I won't rest in my desire to have it available everywhere. And this is the important thing. They're fighting right now to help get this game put back into all 177 regions, and the CEO has come out and stated multiple times, and I have it, that they are fighting for this. Because we come over here, here's another example of all 177 countries plus 3 that aren't allowed to play the game right now. Basically all of Africa, I know Cuba, all these places, they lost out. And if there's just one player in any of these countries that got locked out of this game, you know, these countries where it's honestly hard to get a lot of money, but they saved the money to play the game. If they're now locked out, Helldivers stole the money, PlayStation stole the money, and Valve stole the money. And it's kind of looking like this wasn't a PlayStation or Arrowhead issue. This is a Valve issue, because we come over here. This is another thing from Helldivers 2 Media. As the CEO right here is responding to a comment over on Discord. Says Sony doubling down and added 3 more countries down with Sony. Hey, in regards to this, we have no idea what's going on. Most devs are on a bank holiday, and we just found out through the community we want the game to be available worldwide. He's still fighting for this. He's still going hard and trying to defend this. And the CEO did come out and make a statement that is very important to all this, because it appears that this is Valve doing stuff right now. So, to give an update on the 3 further countries' restrictions, it was an administrative error correction. They should have been part of the original restriction, and it was noticed when this restriction was put in place for Tsushima. This was noticed and executed independently by Valve. While it doesn't look positive, it is not an indication of further restrictions. The conversation on region restrictions is still ongoing and is independent of this. I have no further information. We, Arrowhead, still want the game to be available everywhere. Hope you all have a great Saturday. I am sorry I don't have better update. I can respect this. I can respect the Helldivers CEO coming out here and saying this, because this is important. The CEO is the one working his butt off to fix the issues right now within the actual community itself. Doing what community managers should be doing, but my God, their community managers are some of the worst community managers in existence. But when I look at this, when I start watching this, I see this more as a Valve issue. I don't know what the actual process to go into Steam is to turn it off and turn it back on. For all I know, it's a really quick process to turn everything off over on Steam and restrict it in these 177 countries, but it could be a Herculean effort just to get it turned back on. I don't know how that process takes, what is done in that process, and who's to blame in this. I'm leaning more towards this being a Valve issue and a Sony issue, saying, hey, we need to put this in. That means it gets restricted. Valve didn't know at the time, whatever, who knew what's going on here. But it does suck that even though Sony has stepped down, even though Sony has stepped back and hasn't responded to any of this since, countries and players are still unable to play this game. And what does that mean? That means Sony, Valve, Arrowhead, and I would like to take Arrowhead out of this equation, but they're stuck in it right now. They put the game out in those countries. They took the money and they ran. That is the truth right now. I don't like throwing Arrowhead into there because it very much looks like the CEO is fighting hard to reinstate it in those 177 countries, plus 3 regions. I don't know if those plus 3 regions are still active or what's going on there. I like to take Arrowhead out of this. Right now, this looks like either a Sony issue and Valve issue, and I'm leaning more towards this being a Valve issue and how maybe some stuff gets certified over on Valve, how things go through via Valve. I don't know how that stuff happens. I don't know how you do that stuff. That's why I think this is a Valve issue more than a Sony issue, and it does need to get fixed immediately because this is wrong on so many levels. You took players' money, you promised them the game, then you took the game away. That's wrong. That is horrific, and that is bad business practices. But I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it up, friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video, go live, guys, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.